Hello everybody, my name's Rebecca and welcome back to My Bookish Travels. Today I am going to go through 10 more books off of my stack of books that I have purchased in the last little while. Honestly, if I showed you what is to this side of me over here, you'd be in shock. There are just stacks of books. I don't have anywhere else to put them anymore. I have no room. And they're just sitting there being like, you need to share me. So here are 10 more books that I would like to share with you guys that have recently been added to my collection. Today, I'm not going to go through the synopsises of these books. I am going to actually share how these came about being in my collection, because I feel like they all kind of have a little bit of a story for that. So here we go. The first one I have is called Pairs with Kino, and it is by Mary Ann Tippett. I ended up adding this to my collection from a winery in Niagara-on-the-Lake. So my mom and I over the summer went to Niagara-on-the-Lake and we did a wine tour at Henry of Pelham, and they were selling this book, and obviously I couldn't pass it up. I'm like, there's a book for sale. I need to get it. It sounds really funny. So I ended up picking it up, and story of my life, I bought it and haven't read it as of yet. The next 4 books that I have, I ended up also getting over the summer. I went to visit a friend of mine that had moved away, and she was getting rid of these books and said if I wanted to go through the pile and see if there were any that I wanted to keep, I could. And actually, there's 5. There's not 4, there's 5 books that are from her. The first 2 are from the same author. It is Life Skills and Paradise Fields, and these are by Katie Fjord. And I have actually been meaning to pick something up by this author. I get very like Hallmarky rom-com, like realistic girl fiction, and I've been wanting to read it, and both of these sounded very interesting. Then we delve into the typical romance, which is Never Deny a Duke by Madeline Hunter. Then we have a little bit more of a psychological thriller of sorts, and it's Unspoken by Lisa Jackson. Again, another author that I have heard good things about, but I haven't read myself. And finally, a YA, and it is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. I have heard a lot of mixed reviews on this. When it first came out, I remember everybody was going absolutely crazy for it. And then all of a sudden things started like trickling in, being like, I didn't like it. It was more of like that hype book that everybody should like, and then you read it and you're like, I don't like it. So I don't know what I'm going to feel about it, but it seems very interesting, and it has been on my list for a while, so now I have it. The next one is actually another purchase that I had from the Black Squirrel used bookstore in Ottawa. If you guys have a chance or you live in Ottawa, you should go and check it out. It's a really cool, there's 2 floors to actually look at, and I just found it very interesting. I only allowed myself to get 2 books. Like, I went in with the mindset that I'm like, I'm only going to buy 2 books. I'm not going to leave with more than that. So I ended up picking up the Arthur Rackham Fairy book, which I hauled in my last book haul. And I also picked up this one, and it is Mr. Knightley's Diary by Amanda Grange. And this is another one I've been wanting to read for a while. Who wouldn't want to read the diary of the male leads in Jane Austen's works? I know it's definitely something that I would take great joy in actually getting to read, because we love her male leads. Who wouldn't want to read their thoughts and kind of go from there? So this was the second one that I picked up out of the 2 that I was allowing myself to get in there. But honestly, the Black Squirrel bookstore and cafe, I probably could have been in there and purchasing a ton more books than I actually did. So the next 3 I picked up off of Amazon, and obviously, same as how I said earlier, story of my life. I read the synopsis. I was like, I need to read this. I bought it, and I haven't read it as of yet. So that needs to change. But anyway, the 3 that I got are all by different authors. I have Hawk by Kat Savage, and this is Men of Birdseye, book 1. This is it's a romance that takes place with an ink like tattoo parlor. It sounded really interesting, and also this cover is really cool. I know for myself, I'm not much into, like, myself. I would not get a tattoo. I am scared of needles. Fun fact about me, petrified, absolutely petrified. So I wouldn't do that, but I do enjoy reading novels where the characters do have tattoos. Next, I have an unwanted... I shouldn't laugh reading this title, but every time I read this title, I burst out laughing. And be professional. An I'm gonna just say it fast and hope I get through it. An unwanted love story. And this is by Ellie Hall. Not gonna say that title again. This just sounded hilarious, and honestly, the title, I was just like, obviously this is gonna have some sort of romance to it, but the title is just hilarious to me, and I feel like it's setting a really great, like, mood booster heading into the story. Also, this one is like less than 100 pages, so I feel like this is like a rainy day, I just don't want to do anything, and I want to read one book in one sitting, and this is what I'm going to choose. I also just find that the cover is just very appealing. Like, I'm not sure if anybody has looked at any of her covers. This is the first time I've heard of this author, but, like, I looked at a number of her covers and they're very similar to this. And I just find them very appealing as a cover. It's not like it's gone super intense to create this, like, beautiful masterpiece. We know we love our covers like that, but I do like the simplistic covers as well. And I actually prefer, if you're going to put a person on the cover, why not do like an artistic, artsy kind of cover? So that's my viewpoint. I really like this cover. And the final one, yet again, a hilarious title, The UN Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I've heard a lot about this author. A lot of people really like her writing. I've never read anything by her before, and this one just sounded very interesting, and for the life of me, I honestly would have to read the back of this book to remember what this story is about. But this one, I believe when I saw it, I just was thinking, like, it sounded really quirky. I must have just been in a very, like, anti-romantic mood when I saw these. And I guess I just needed some ones that sounded like they were anti-romantic, but I knew they were going to have romance in it, so there you have it. Those are the 10 books that I'm hauling in today's video. If you guys have read any of these or heard of these authors and you like them or you dislike them, without spoiling me, because as I said, I haven't read any of these, share down below. Let me know, because I honestly have not read anything by any of these authors before. And sometimes that can be a little bit nerve-wracking going into them, because we all know that we have our favorite authors that we will buy their book in a heartbeat. And then there's other newbies where you're like, will I like you? Will we get along? Will your personality of writing meet my personality in the moment I'm reading this book? We all have those moments. So that is everything. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you then. Bye!